Hey, sixth grade. Welcome to your pod video for this week. I'm here on Sunday night, filming this for tomorrow morning. So hopefully you have a great evening and good morning. So let's get started. Parent-teacher conferences are this week. Please plan on attending with your parents. I know we're doing student-led conferences, and I think you guys have probably done that before in your career. But we're trying to get you to speak about your own educational progress and how things are going, and who best or better to explain that progress and what you're learning than you. Okay, so we hope to see you and your parents, your families this week. Don't forget, as you fill out a survey, those are very important to us. I know you guys are kind of new to the school, but once a trimester, we fill those out, and they're kind of like happiness surveys and progress surveys to see things that we could do better. So they're always anonymous. Okay, so putting silly stuff's unnecessary, but if you've got thoughts or suggestions, and we just want to know how we're doing. All right, third trimester coming right up. If you think you have some requests that you want to make for a flex or elective, remember, you can make it. There's no guarantee that we will be able to honor it, but you're welcome to make it. Okay, it needs to be done on a green sheet that your homeroom teacher should have available for you. And you can come to the office if they don't have one. We're trying to get those started this week and certainly wrap them up as we begin third try next week. February is cruising by. Next Monday will be March 1st, start of the third try. Guys, it's been a interesting, long, strange year. You guys have been doing great. Let's end this year strong. We're already to the third try of your sixth grade year. That's awesome. Pride Week, which you guys don't know a lot about. We are trying to finalize the plans of that soon with student council. In fact, I should probably have a meeting with them today. So dress up days, games. What I would tell you is we spend a day celebrating some aspect of our school and you and who you are and what you take pride in. And we have some fun dress up days, and we have a week-long competition between grade levels for a pretty prestigious prize. So it'll be your first one. It'll be a little bit different than normal just because of some COVID restrictions, but overall it's going to be fun. So I hope you look forward to it. And I didn't have a chance to talk to Miss Foster, but track season will be coming up really soon. Okay, and watch out for announcements on that. What's cool is that's the only sport as sixth graders that you can take that's officially representing WTMS. I know a lot of you guys are playing some club things still, and that's well and good. But to me, I think a sport where you get to represent your school, your community overall against other towns, it's a big deal. Okay, so if you we want to get as many people out for track this year as possible. All right, your teachers. I didn't have a chance to see the students of the week for this week, so let's hop right in. We're actually wrapping up our lessons on synergy, the ultimate form of teamwork, right? 1 + 1 = 3. So 2 weeks ago, actually, we talked about trying to find synergy and cooperation in dating, and I encourage you to start when you're a little older, keep it casual, make sure you're always building trust with people and that you know where your boundaries are and what sort of standards you have. And if you remember it's for fun and shouldn't be too much pressure, dating as the young person, a little older than you, can be good. We also learned last week that there can be some barriers, things that can prevent you from getting to synergy, that ultimate form of teamwork. If you are ignorant about certain things and you choose to keep your head in the sand and not learn about new people and their beliefs and their perspectives and paradigms, ignorance can get in the way. So can prejudice, where you say, well, I knew one person this way, and so I judge all others that way. That's certainly going to make you miss out on the benefits of synergy. And then cliques, especially in schools, that's when friendship groups become more rule-based, and to be in our group, you have to do this, and to get into your group, you have to do that. That doesn't help with true teamwork either, because the friendship becomes about pressure, and cliques are one step away from kind of a gang-like mentality. So watch out for those. We don't want those. And we also learned about upstanding last week. And if you want our whole school to kind of synergize and be on the same page, we need people that just don't watch when bad things are happening, like bullying or mistreatment or meanness. They stand up to people. Okay, they support the person that may be getting mistreated, and they understand that everything you do in the school causes ripples. All right. A nice, kind word to the cafeteria staff, opening the door for someone when you're in a hurry and you bump into somebody, say, oh my gosh, excuse me, I'm sorry. All of those things are ripples of kindness that will spread. So I hope you guys are aware of that for sure. And then our last lesson on synergy is kind of how we get there, the blueprint for synergy. And then I don't remember part 2. Let's go back. What was that? Oh, different kinds of teammates. Cool. All right. Let's talk about blueprint, shall we? This is a quote from Sean Covey, where we get all of these lessons for 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. And he says, no matter what you're doing, what kind of situation you're facing, no matter if it's a small thing, a big thing, there's always a pathway to synergy. You can always achieve the 1+1=3 wonderfulness that's above compromise. It's true teamwork in its highest sense, that the collective is coming together to create a better, good solution. So the steps for this, when you want to get to synergy, you need to know what the problem is. What are you trying to face? Synergy often is going to come maybe through your band, a sports team, whatever it might be. And you may not recognize this, but a band really does have a common good or purpose or goal. Yes, you're trying to individually get better at your instruments, but really you're trying to come together as a group and eventually put on some really good concerts, all right? Teams should be competing against themselves to improve, certainly, but also to reach their highest level of potentiality and to maybe win championships, things like that. Okay, so that's cool. So I have a very small example here from when I was a kid. I don't know why this comes to mind when I think of synergy. And I saw some of my family from Oregon this week. So many, many years ago, I was with my mom and uncle. And I think it was just the three of us, and we were out in a bigger town than where I'm from in Oregon. And we want to know where to eat. Okay, that's the issue. And I guess I was old enough to have a say, because for a long time I didn't have a say. Okay, so that's our problem. Next up. Seek first to understand. Remember, that was habit 5. Listen first, talk second. So whatever problem you have, be attentive to the ideas, the needs of your teammates. Listen to them first. If it's my way or the highway, you're not thinking win-win. You'll never get to synergy. Okay, so my mom and uncle, because the rest of my siblings weren't there, they thought we could go somewhere a little bit nicer. Okay, and they told me some places, and I thought I didn't really like fancy food back then. So I tried to listen. I don't know if I was very good, but in fact, they had. Well, I'll get to that in a second. Almost got ahead of myself there. Now you're up. Your way, okay? You can express what you want. So assertively, which means that you're not trampling on their thoughts and feelings, but you are making yourself clear. What can you do? Okay, kind, not passive, clear, not aggressive. All right. What did I want in this situation? I want a Taco Bell, y'all. Okay. I have not eaten Taco Bell in a really long time, but back then that was my jam, right? Looking at it now makes me a little queasy, but that's what I wanted. So fancy restaurant Taco Bell, we were a long ways away. Okay. So now that we know the things that we want from both sides, create new options, better ideas, hopefully. Great ideas don't always come right away. So brainstorming may take time, like this shows us over here. People think that success is perfect. Getting the synergy in any scenario, not just my old restaurant story, it's going to take time, to work out the kinks of a perfect basketball team with the chemistry that goes into that. Working off of the little subtleties that you need to do to know of your soccer teammates, or even just a friendship group of making sure everyone's heard. That takes time, that takes success. So our brainstorm, when we got through some different ideas, what about this? What about this? We kind of started taking the ideas of both. That they said, hey, we want something a little better, according to them, than Taco Bell. And for me, I was like, well, I really wanted Mexican food. So eventually we suggest a place in Ontario, Oregon called Fiesta Guadalajara, which Tres Hermanos is pretty good and close, but Fiesta for years eventually became my very favorite restaurant. My wife and I went there a lot. They would call us maestros, and I miss that place over in Oregon. Good restaurant. But what's funny is if I would have listened to them, I would have stayed with Taco Bell forever. Nothing against Taco Bell, but their food's a little bit better. They've got camarones especial, which is has bacon wrapped around it. This is actually the plate I get sometimes. It's huge, but really good. Okay, so in the end, the synergy was a better way. So what are we facing? Okay, let's listen to them first. Then I have my say. Okay, and we'll say, let's take the best of these two things and come up with the best possible plan for the future. That's true synergy. All right, guys? And it can be that model applied to a lot of things. So as we're talking about teammates, a lot of this that you guys will be thinking about when it comes to synergy is like group projects in school. And I feel like being a former middle school student a long time ago, high school student, college student, there was kind of like the two people that were on a team. The person that wanted to be in charge and the person who was like kind of whatever, wouldn't do their part. There's actually more to it than that. And years ago, I had this lesson to me about different I guess, perspectives or leadership styles or teamwork styles. And they put it with animals because it comes from some Native American stuff and names. And so if you're this kind of person, every team needs a warrior. And if you're on a class project, a group work, this is someone who doesn't mind working on their own. They say, let's do something good. Let's take a risk. They're going to be direct in what they want. They may even sound a bit rude. They said, okay, I don't need anybody to motivate me. Let's do this. They're kind of out front all the time. They tell it like it is. And like I said, probably going to be a little bit in charge. You may think maybe they're overbearing. They'll trample you, the warrior, okay, and with the bison as sort of their animal representative. But if you don't have these people, you'll probably never get started. Okay. I know some people can rub folks the wrong way, but I want you to think about, is this you? And if it is, that's okay. And you got something like with a family that you're trying to plan a vacation. Are you making yourself heard? Okay, are you going to be out front? Are you going to be a leader in that group? We all need those. Okay. We also need people who are optimistic, meaning they see things positively. They're going to be kind of creative and spontaneous. Like, hey, how about we try this? This is the person in your group who maybe has some crazy ideas, sort of a dreamer. When someone is, hey, we can't do that. That's not going to work. That's not going to work. They're going to come up with really fun stuff. They kind of see down the road, the big picture, and they like change. So without the visionary, which is kind of a cool little spirit animal here, the eagle who can see the long way, the long way, the long view. Sorry, it's a little late. Your friendship group or your basketball team or your band or your soccer team is going to get stuck in the rut and kind of do the same thing. They need somebody who, even on a sports team, says, hey, coach, how about this? How about we try that? These are your idea people, okay? And they're usually not too shy, but you need them because they're creative and they're going to get that. Maybe that Warriors is kind of going straight ahead all the time. The Eagles up above saying, hey, what do we really need to do here? So good teammate right there. We only have 2 left. And again, think about what you might be. Okay, we had the bison, a warrior, who is someone who likes to be out front and doesn't mind being a leader. The visionary eagle person who has the ideas and the creativity. This one is an interesting one, the critical thinker. It's not that they are saying, hey, that won't work, but they're also, if your group idea is, hey, let's build this like actual rocket that we can fly, well, they might say, cool, but where are we going to get materials? All right. They care about details. I like this. Okay. Where the eagle visionary person saying, at our party tonight where we have a sleepover, we could do all this crazy stuff. They're kind of like, cool. How though? They want to know the details. They care about facts and consequences. They probably don't get too mad. Any of those things are not in a rush, but they have lots of questions. This person may be a little bit annoying. The bear, oh my gosh, you're such a bear, because they want to know, no, really, how are we going to do this? And I think we all need this. Actually, our teachers did this years and years ago, maybe my first year, and it was cool to see that we had these different types of peoples. But I love people, sorry. I love that they care about the details because maybe the warrior, the buffalo, cares about getting started and having some good effort. The critical thinker wants to know, like, okay, what about the details? Okay, and compliments the visionary. Last one, we all need the nurturer, the deer. Okay, when I did this, I can't remember what I was. I think I was a deer, if I remember right. They care about the people, okay? They're not saying who scores the goal in this game, who has the solos, who gets to decide what we do as a friendship group at lunch. They're just caring about the people, okay, not who's in charge. They want harmony. They want everyone to get along, They're pretty trusting. They want collaboration, saying, hey, you had your way last time. Let's all work here a little bit. Want to make everyone heard. And they're saying also, how are our plans impact others? A nurturer is someone who takes care of everybody. So you're caring, all right? So if you want the buffalo bison leader, the visionary eagle, yeah, you're also going to have the bear who cares about how are we going to actually do this, and someone who ties it all together. If you get those types right there, and there's this little leadership kind of wheel that shows us that, then you can get a lot done. Okay. So it doesn't matter what you are. If you are the independent risk taker, bison, and the visionary eagle, the detail-oriented creative thinker, bear, or the nurturing, caring deer, we need all of you. Okay, and that's just a representation of these different cardinal points. But you could have a sloth. Okay, you could have a bat. You could have anything. What else did I put on here? Is that a grumpy cat? Oh, hey, grumpy cat. Teams, groups, friendship groups need all types. So I just want you to think about that as we wrap up Synergy is if you're going to be a good teammate, also kind of be yourself. Okay, be the best version of yourself. But if you want to help whatever group you're in achieve a higher level of compromise and achievement with synergy, okay, own who you are. And you may be one of those sort of leadership styles. Okay. So, quote from Jordan, the GOAT, to wrap this thing up for synergy. We actually move on to the seventh habit next week. That's crazy. He told us that talent wins games, but teamwork wins championships. And synergy is nothing but sort of a higher plane of teamwork. Okay, so remember that anytime you find yourself in a group, even something as small as a group project, and eventually maybe something bigger. Okay, so that's our lesson for today. Talk to you guys soon. Have a great week. See ya.